Knowledge is knowing that tomatoes is a fruit. Wisdom is to know that you don't put them in your fruit salad. Wise words from a wise man. And that was not me. The Wizard of Oz, Tin Man, didn't bring any tin food with him on the Golden Road. A tin man without tin cans is like, really? Nobody grills fish like we grill in Spain. Give me the head, man. Give me the head. Do you want to do lunch with me? Sorry, you are too far away. I am Chef José Andrés, and I am at Casa Teresa in Washington, D.C. Let's do lunch.
Chef, where are you today?
So I am at Casa Teresa, which is a great Spanish restaurant in the heart of D.C. The chef at Casa Teresa is an excellent chef, but I will say he's a dear friend, a person I love and admire a lot. Ruben came many years ago from Spain, working in the same restaurant I worked when I was much younger, El Bulli, with Ferran Adrià. He left to open this place, this restaurant.
José!
Hello, Rubentito!
¿Cómo estás?
Hola, guapo.
So we're gonna be cooking for you today. I have all oysters for you. And then some pan con tomate, jamón, some cheese, and then I have for you a lubina.
Striped Sivas.
Striped Sivas from Canarias. And then some Basque cheesecake.
Okay, people, I need help! I need help!
What are some of your favorite restaurants in Washington, D.C.?
To celebrate the chefs of today, I think we have to pay homage to the chefs of yesterday. Washington, D.C. maybe is the capital of America on Ethiopian cooking, with great restaurants like in Alice Morgan, Mescarem. We had chefs like Nora Puyon, the queen of organic and local cooking. And this to me was very important because I came to a city that became a home. Come here. No way, Jose. Oysters, ajo blanco.
Oysters with ajo blanco, yeah.
Oh my God.
I hope you're hungry.
And then we have more chefs. Patrick O'Connell, the guy that opened the inn before we had inns in America, in the heart of Virginia. I go to this place, Bethesda Crab House. But this is a very humble crab house that is not so humble because they do such an amazing work.
Pan con tomate escalivada, anchovies from Cantabria, the croquetas, my mom's recipe, croquetas, and then some liazzalo here.
I cannot believe we are charging for those because,
Well, I have to make a living, man.
yeah, I know, but we should give them for free. Because our moms will make these out of the leftovers.
Yep.
This is the way you will do it. Nice ripe tomatoes, and then the toasted bread, you use it like if it's a grater. And you see all the tomato ends in the surface of the bread. And then olive oil, and then some salt.
And
Oh my God.
I'm not gonna let you go home without eating jamon here.
This is so good.
So what were your three favorite dishes from Spain?
Fabada Asturiana. Dish of dishes. Very simple, but so complicated to make. You serve the beans with a slice of the chorizo, a slice of the blood sausage, and a slice of the 2 pieces of the belly of the pork. Paella is no-brainer. The dish will be paella valenciana, but I will say will be the rice culture of Spain. All the Mediterranean, going from Catalonia all the way south, at least to Murcia. And the third one, I'm gonna go with baby lamb or baby pig. Baby, 3 weeks to 4 weeks each. That's it. Roasted. I think Spain is the kings of roasting in the world.
What is your favorite go-to snack on the road?
I bring cans. Canned food has to be seen as a delicacy. Spain has a big culture, but I'm very happy to see that also in the States. I mean, the only bad thing about tin seafood is that in the Wizard of Oz, Tin Man didn't bring any tin food with him on the Golden Road. If they will do a new version, I will tell the scriptwriters and the director, can you send tin cans with food so they can eat good food until they get to us, please? A tin man without tin cans is like, really? I understood he was looking for his heart, but shit. I am José Andrés, and I endorse this message.
What's the craziest ingredient that you've ever cooked?
You know what happens with craziest ingredient? That once you cook with it, you don't think it's crazy anymore. The first time I saw a kiwi, my father spent money in something like looks like a gremlin with was very Haiti and inside is green and look like shit and I have to eat this and was delicious. So you see, the craziest ingredient is the ingredient you cook for the first time ever. And I cook with so many of them, nothing surprised me anymore.
Have you ever been nervous to cook for someone?
I remember in the middle of nowhere in Haiti, and I did my cooking with these seasonal black beans and all the women that were helping me cook for this camp of thousands of people. And they came to me and very humbly they told me, we love that you're cooking with us and helping us feed our families, but we don't cook the beans this way. Can we do our touches? This was a very humbling learning experience in a very powerful, beautiful way.
I'm gonna give you two cities, and you're gonna tell me which one you like better. Madrid or Mexico City?
Oh, shit! Oh, my God. Madrid or Mexico City?
Pescado, pescadito, pescado frito, pescado fresco.
I'm saved by the bell! I'm saved by the bell!
Which one you want?
Everybody goes for the body. No.
That's a lubina.
Every time.
Yeah.
Lady, give me the head, man. Give me the head.
Who is one famous person, dead or alive, that you wish you could cook for?
The woman behind the American Red Cross, Clara Barton. Oh, Jane Goodall, she's no longer with us either. I love Jane Goodall. She was a good friend and I miss her.
Our followers, they have such a fondness for your grinding and Bourdain. What is kind of, I guess, your fondest memory that you have with them?
Obviously, we had many unique, special, private moments, but I remember one time he did a big show in DC and we had like a gathering in my Mexican restaurant, Oyamel. After 2 mezcals and 2 margaritas, we began like, okay, any questions? And people began shooting questions and Anthony will begin just giving answers. And this lasted like 30, 40 minutes. He signed the bar, but then when he passed away, the day after, I remember I did a cutout and now you can find it in the restaurant. So while he's highly missed, in a way, I think he's more present than ever.
What is your most used food emoji?
I can say that I was part of achieving the emoji paella. Feels like cool. So emoji paella is the one I use the most. And tomatoes. Knowledge is knowing that tomatoes is a fruit. Wisdom is to know that you don't put them in your fruit salad. That were wise words from a wise man. And that was not me, but I love that shit. I am José Andrés and I endorse this message. Richie! Richie is the other partner in crime. Richie, another amazing chef. Wow, it smells so amazing. This fish is astonishing. Cannot be more simpler. But nobody grills fish like we do in Spain. Oh yeah. I'm José Andrés and I endorse this message.
What was your first meal that you ever had when you came to New York or Washington?
Okay, so my first meal in America was in Pensacola, beautiful Florida. The white beaches of Pensacola with the blue angels. And was this guy, Gary, and I forgot his last name, shit. He's gonna kill me if he sees this. And he had a great restaurant. I also forgot the name of the restaurant. But what I never forgot was the love and the care. First time I ate a soft-shell crab in my life. And I remember that soft-shell crab like something unbelievable.
When you go back to Spain, what is like the first thing you have to buy?
But it's a great little restaurant in Madrid called Bistronomica. I think it has less than 24 seats. It's all fish. It's to die for. Is this my cheesecake?
Yeah, sure, that's for you.
No, forget my fish. Elevate the camera, but don't touch my fish. Man, this is good, but I'm gonna stay with the fish.
I kind of want to touch upon your organization, World Central Kitchen. What is something that you've learned working at WCK that you've applied in your restaurants?
I think what World Central Kitchen has done and has become and what restaurants do and what we are becoming is hospitality. Welcome people, make sure you give them a good time, make sure you create places where everybody can create and make a future for themselves. I think the restaurant industry is the best industry in the world. At the same time, understanding that, like every other industry has its challenges that become opportunities. Let's all work towards that goal and in the process we can create better communities, one meal at a time.
How was it?
Unbelievable, which means more than unbelievable. Or two words, unbelievable.
Lunch is on me there.
Well, I hope so. I mean, I have to pay now too?
Thank you, chef.